What do you give a deer with an upset stomach? Alka-Seltzer. Get it like an elk?
Yeah, but it's just like it's not the same breed, though. It's like a totally different animal.
I know. That's what made it funny.
It's a stretch.
It was so stretchy.
Oh, wow.
Stretchy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Bruley, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the Archery Range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven arrow rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems. Welcome to The Range, everybody. My name is The Dude, and I am here with my good friends Walter Sobchak, Jesus, and Donnie.
And our fallen comrade, Donnie.
Donnie has joined us today.
Yeah, he died in an altercation, not a gunshot.
He's here with us, though.
Yeah, in spirit.
Yep.
And then, of course, we got Quintana over there.
That creep can roll, man.
So, hey, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for this special Halloween episode of the Range Podcast. As you can see, we are here as the Big Lebowski crew and just wanted to take a minute to kind of have a chat amongst ourselves, considering we haven't had many opportunities to talk since the busy season has started. And so we figure what better of a way to do it than to dress up as the cast of one of our favorite all-time movies and also just have a discussion about some gear and kind of get back into the swing of having conversations amongst ourselves here in the shop. So how are you guys doing?
Doing all right, man.
Doing fantastic.
Walter,
Excellent.
What's going on in your world, man?
Actually getting out hunting this weekend. Looking forward to it. So
Nice.
I'm going to get on the stand on Friday. Hopefully while you guys are working here for the first time this year.
We might shut
You guys
down.
have already hunted probably 5 times as much as I have in the last few years. So
Oh, you'll actually
just this year.
You'll actually get out before I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
I don't get out till Sunday.
Right on. Yeah, and I'm excited, but also a little anxious. You know, I'm from Texas, and my father-in-law was showing me where he was sitting in my stand, and he zooms in on these 2 bears, black bears, and then all of a sudden he slowly zooms out, and there's a 3rd bear, and it keeps going. Oh, 4th. No, keeps going, and then a 5th bear. So there's 5 bears hanging around my stand, apparently.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll make the walk at 5 a.m. a little interesting.
Got some competition.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Just so you won't be hunting then on Saturday since you don't Shom Shabbos, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's no electricity. I mean, no technology. I mean, are you really going to count technology on these bows?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
We're just making sure.
Okay.
Because I'd take you on a Saturday.
Oh, please.
I think it's really just
And a
about
Wednesday.
doing any work at all. Anything that involves any type of work.
Yeah, that's not work. That's pleasure.
Okay, good.
100%.
We got to fit the role here, everyone.
What about you, Quintana?
I will, in fact, be rolling this Saturday
Nice.
and Sunday. But, yeah, it'll be a metro, public hunt, so nothing interesting. But, yeah, I've already, hence the name Jesus, I'm already, winning and, already got a deer down. So, that was a Saturday. So this guy taking him off, that's what happens. So.
No, please.
But, yeah, busy season's finally slowing down a little bit. So, we're getting this opportunity to actually do this. So that'll be cool. But trying some new things out and been hunting, and I'll be back out west here in a couple weeks. So, yeah, so just been hunting and trying new things out. Shop is, slowing down a little bit too up front. Again, everyone's in the woods now, so gives us a little bit of breathing room finally.
Mm-hmm.
Much needed. we got some recovery to do out back in manufacturing more for next year. So
Yeah.
we're already looking, aren't we, Rory?
Yes, we are.
Walter, sorry.
Yeah. It's regroup and reengage.
That's right. How about you, dude?
Well, you know, I'm going to finally get out hunting too, I think. I don't know. We'll try. We'll just see, you know. When you got little ones, you just kind of roll with it, right? If I can get out, I'll get out. If I can't, I can't. I don't have like a real good spot to go, but I just want to go, you know. So
it's very dude of you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to try to get up into my saddle on Sunday morning. And then so this weekend Susan and I are celebrating my birthday / our anniversary kind of in the same weekend. She got me tickets to Nick Offerman at Mystic Lake.
Nice.
So we're going to go check that out and then spend the night there. My sister's going to watch Emma for the night. And then hopefully then Sunday I'll get out hunting. We'll see what happens with that. And yeah, you know, that's about it. It's going to be my weekend. So
sounds like a good weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we wanted to talk about some new things that we have coming up, some pretty exciting things that we've been kind of just itching to get out there and tell people about, and we've been waiting on, you know, supplies and some other things to come in so that we can get this stuff rolling. The ideation has been there, and it's, you know, we've got prototypes and everything. We've had them for a while, but again, just kind of waiting for stuff. So now we have everything. We're going to start building up to it all, but I've talked a few times when we did a contest discussing a new stabilizer that we have coming out on the market. And, well, it's a new take on an existing stabilizer that we have on our acrylic stabilizer. And there should be a little bit of information coming out, too, on the outdoor podcast with Bowhunter Planet. And I discuss it briefly in that during that podcast. Okay, yeah. So y'all have seen my bow already, so we're going to start with this one because it's nothing. I mean, you've seen it. But as you can see here is the new acrylic stabilizer. It's our, we actually have a new name for it. It's called the Illuma series. Mm-hmm. And this is an acrylic stabilizer with a Duracoat.
Correct.
Over the top, which is a really, really durable.
Yeah. I've painted
coating.
Several firearms with Duracoat, and it's lasted decades. So the reason we did not choose to use Cerakote is because you got to bake it. Well, you know, acrylic might melt when you bake it. So
I can't imagine that goes too well.
There's obviously a reason why we chose Duracoat as the best material to use on the acrylic. And, yeah, it's going to hold up to pretty much anything that you throw at it as far as in the field. As far as durability, and I must say that it looks damn sexy.
Here you can see how when you get outside, it glows pretty nicely, and
that's just by natural light too.
And then I've got this back bar on here too.
And the beauty of it is it doesn't have the glare like the normal acrylic, which we've had very few people complain about, but that was the one thing that if you're hunting, the acrylic might have a reflection. Well, guess what? Your watch is going to reflect too. Your sunglasses are going to reflect.
My glasses do.
Yeah, I bet they do. So anyway, if you have been one of those people that don't like to have things that reflect in the field, well, guess what? You now can rock acrylic and there's no reflection whatsoever. And it has a nice natural glow to it. It literally looks like there's a light in it, but it's not.
Yeah, and I can speak on some of the durability. As you know, I've already been out, a couple times, and been out west already, on one trip, and it's fine. It looks brand new, and yeah, the balance is great.
You're with your bow face down on the muck.
Yes, quite literally. I mean, the site still has mud in it, but yeah, try not to beat the living heck out of it, especially since everything on there is pretty new. But yeah, I'm excited for it too. How many different colors are we offering these in?
4 acrylic colors. That's the internal color, the actual acrylic itself, and then we're doing another 4 of the Duracoat. So, you know, you got some combinations there as far as what you can add to it as far as making your bow setup unique and custom. So I'll just go ahead and say that, man, the orange acrylic looks really good, and so does the blue, the red.
Is it fluorescent red? Is that the one
Yeah,
that just
flow red.
Yeah, I want that so bad. But again, like Rick was saying, we're still trying to get, you know, all the things in place to have these things ready for you guys. And right now I'm running ice blue. You are as well?
I am rocking the ice blue.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and you know, the big thing about acrylic, which we need to get into, is the dampening properties is definitely an outperformer for when you compare it with the industry standard of carbon. There's a reason that we hold a patent with the acrylic stabilizers, and because the dampening properties are amazing. You know, helicopter windshields are made out of acrylic, and basketball. Notice that when you watch the NBA or whatever, or WNBA, and you know, whoever, I don't know. That's just a league I can't get into. But anyway, the backboard, they don't shatter anymore. There's a reason, because they're made out of acrylic. Yeah, amazing dampening properties. So it's really cool now that we have another take on the acrylic series and a way to make it more custom and actually more low key. It doesn't, like I said earlier, it doesn't have a lot of reflection to it.
What sizes?
We're going to do 6, 8, and 10, just like we already do now. And it will also be available in the acrylic SS1.
Correct.
Ooh,
At some
nice.
point as well.
Nice.
So the samples that we just showed on my bow, that was the orange acrylic with the sniper green coating. And then you'll get to see a few samples of the ice blue with the gray coating. And then we'll also have, like Hollywood had mentioned earlier, flow red acrylic. And then we'll also have the flow green acrylic. And then we've got what other finishes aside from sniper green and gray?
They all match our Stoker Eyes series. So you got sniper green, you got the black oxide, the gray wolf, and then tactical tan.
Tactical tan. Okay. So 16 different color options, and then 3 different lengths, 6, 8, and 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that black looks so nice too.
Yeah, it does.
It really pops.
Dude, the
Like
black and the flow red together.
Yeah. If someone wants some spicy colors, match their strings up and whatnot, that black really pops. If they've got black incorporated with it, it's so nice.
Yeah, I was already telling Corey Anderson about the new product we're rolling out, and he already has a special request for the black and flow red. So
Nice.
we'll be sending him one.
He'll be one of the first to have one in his hands. So awesome. So yeah, cool. So happy to be able to get that out there and kind of talk to some of our diehards, you know, the ones that are listening to the podcast, and you know, they're going to get the first scoop on the new stabilizer that we're doing. And so for those of you who are participated in our contest, we figure what we would probably do. I did mention that we were going to announce it during a podcast. So what we are going to do here is we're going to do a live. We're going to share the screen here, and we're going to roll a dice. All right, here we go. We're going to spin the wheel and announce the winner of their choice of new stabilizer. They'll get one of the new camo hats, a set of VTX bowstrings, and a sticker pack.
Sweet.
So, and then they also get the pride of letting everybody know that they were a winner.
Let's see who it is.
No whammies, no whammies.
Oh, just went over. Mr. Brandon Bailey. Congratulations, man.
Of course.
We will be reaching out, and we'll let you know. I'll shoot you an email, and then you can let us know what you would like for a stabilizer.
Right on. Congrats.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Moving on, Walter is going to talk a little bit about his bow, his new setup that he's got going on for this year.
Yeah, I'm going to use your pad.
And also get into a few features that new features that we have on some products.
Yeah, we'll get that.
that are on his bow.
We'll jump right into that.
Yeah.
So, as you guys know, we came out with the Gen Integrate 8X. We had elevation and windage adjustments with thumb knobs to make it convenient. So when you want to make the adjustment in the field, we made it very easy to do so. But as you guys know, the newer bows always come out with new features, and the V3, V3X, and Phase 4 with Matthews, they're all big on that low profile with the quiver. So we changed our 8X to be more compatible with the Matthews V3, V3X Phase 4 and other bows that also are into the low profile when it comes to the quiver. So now, as you can see, there are no thumb knobs, and look how easy the quiver is removed. And there's actually probably a quarter of an inch space in between the rest and the quiver. So, I mean, it is sleek and slick, and there's tons of room. So there is no contact with your arrows, and you are ready to fire away with no issues at all, man. I was pretty happy how this came out as far as alleviating that issue and getting rid of that windage knob. We still kept the elevation knob in place because, we wanted to make it easy for you guys to make adjustments. So now you just need your Allen key. Look, if you're going in the field without an Allen tool, you're, one, really ballsy, and two, probably just, I would say a little ignorant, because you need to be ready for anything that happens in the field, and you have to make adjustments in order to perform well. Therefore, you better have your Allen key with you, and you can move your windage when needed. So.
Yeah, I mean, you should already have one anyways, because you got to loosen up the lock screw in order to move it. So there shouldn't be any issues there as far as whether you have, I believe it is a different size, I think, but as long as you have the standard, Allen key set that most shops have or most archers have, you'll have everything there that you need to make the adjustments that are necessary.
Yeah. We also added a few other features, such as the new etching symbols. We just want to make it very intuitive and easy. You shouldn't be guessing what screw does what. So we made little lock symbols for the ones that actually lock the windage and elevation. And of course, if you need to make the adjustment, you loosen them, and then you actually go to the windage screw and then the elevation knob. So, and of course, the elevation knob still has the Allen key inside of it, of course, too. So, because if you have fat fingers like me, it's a little hard to move that knob.
Yep.
But that pretty much sums up the new features on the 8X that continue we're all about continuing to improve our products.
Absolutely. So what other cool things you got on there now? You've got the Fire Knock titanium upgrade kit.
I do, and that really adds a lot of balance and gets rid of some excess weight too. It feels good in your hands.
It's incredible. You wouldn't think all those little screws make that big of a difference, but once we threw that in, it's like, oh my gosh, it's not even the same bow.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost got a floating quality to it.
Right.
When you pick
Rick,
it up.
you have the same thing, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be hard going from bow to bow without a titanium kit, if you ask me. I mean, ever since I did it on my old Bowtech, I've been doing it on all my bows.
And you also have the 8-inch new acrylic stab off the front.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah. And this is in the electric blue and the gray. So again, and that is with natural light. There's no flashlight or anything inside of it, no LED. That is just natural light making that sucker glow. Yeah, so this is the new Illuma series. Yeah, And then just to continue the setup here, obviously it's the Matthews Phase 4. I got the dialed dovetail mount here. And then, of course, I got the UltraView sight itself. And then, of course, rocking the electric blue VTX bowstrings. Got some white string bats.
Mm-hmm.
If I really want to go.
Flare.
Yeah. And, of course, got the blue popping on the bow. And then, of course, we had to do the arrow customizer, and we got the white topo wraps on there, and of course we have the Vapor Trail and AE Max fletching. So you can tell it's got a little bit of a patriotic theme going on here.
It's all the glitz and glam,
mm-hmm.
with the Vapor Trail wrist sling as well.
Of course,
don't forget.
Yeah. So that's that. And then, of course, the low pro quiver, which I already talked about earlier. That pretty much sums it. Oh, I have the titanium.
Yeah, still part of the Fire Knock kit.
String stop.
Yeah, string stop.
String stop, yeah.
And that'll be the beast that you take out this weekend and
take out a bear or two.
I was going to say, don't mistake a bear.
It would all be self-defense.
With a bow. Rick, you already did your bow?
Oh, yeah, we've talked about my bow so many times, but Mr. Jesus Quintana over here has a new setup that he would like to talk about.
I'm going to move Donnie out of the way here.
There's certain things that have to be omitted from this conversation, but I will let him take over on that, and we'll be right back.
Hollywood here. New for the 2023 archery season is our brand new online arrow customizer.
Build your Victory or Easton arrows with multiple vane options, configurations, and custom arrow wraps in a large array of designs and colors. Spine indexing and expedited build options are also available, so you can get back out in the field and flinging in style. Check out the Vapor Trail Arrow Customizer at www.vaportrailarchery.com/arrow customizer.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
Do you want to pull up the camera, make sure got a good background? Is that good?
You want to use your ball sack?
Yeah,
for your
move towards Walter a little more.
Okay.
There you go.
And I'll stay off to the side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, this is wrenching me. Yeah, so I'm running Prime's new flagship for 2024. Absolutely love it. Second time I've ordered a bow from them, and had no idea.
Going off the table.
Second time I've ordered a Prime with having no idea how it shot or anything. Just said, yep, order it up. I want it. And the new features that they're coming out with this year just made me jump. I was like, it's going to be awesome. I don't know. You guys haven't even shot it yet, but just the new things they put on it is amazing. Shoots better than my Nexus. I hate to say it, but I held on to that thing because I loved it so much. But this thing will for sure be the main rig now. This time it's just 70 pounds, not a 80-pound rig. And I've got the all-gray riser. I don't know if they'll be able to see it, but got their exclusive quiver with tight spot, and that fits no problems with our rests. And then running the Tetra Max Rise sight. And then obviously the VTX bowstrings, and all flow pink. Just gotta be flashy when I'm out there, I guess. So
brighten it up, yeah.
But yeah, it's
the only way Quintana rolls.
That's right. No one fricks with Quintana. Yeah, it's an absolute shooter. Stacks arrows, no problems. Tuned up, really nice. And again, the new features that are on it are just killer. And yeah, it's already seen the Western states, and no avail so far, but I'm going back out in a couple weeks. And our stabilizers, we were so happy to see they match like to a T with their colors. So that'll be fantastic when, this drops and the stabs will drop. They'll match up just fine. I'm running a 10-inch out the front and an 8 out the back with a few extra ounces added there, just to help balance out the bow. And yeah, same arrow setup as previous podcasts I've talked about. I don't have the branded Vapor Trail stuff, but I didn't feel like refletching a bunch of arrows. So. But yeah, I already took out a doe in a city hunt, and hopefully a buck here soon enough, but I'm not going to push it. But yeah, it's killer. But yeah, we will have these in store, hopefully as soon as they can get them to us once they drop. Just all the new things that they're doing this year and what they've been doing in the last 2 years building up to this, definitely worth getting, I would say. And I think Rory might want to get one too. But yeah, it's so nice. It's quiet and just straight shooter. Love the grip on it, just like my Nexus. Tune's great, shoots great. It's amazing.
But it just looks like a great bow. Our buddy up over at the Edge TV and Next Level Hunter, Steve Eklund, who was just on the podcast, has already taken a beautiful elk in the Rocky Mountains with his, and I believe Jason Matzinger has been shooting it, as well as those Brockhouse boys.
Oh my gosh, they've killed a few mule deer, I think, at this point.
They've been getting out and hammering some stuff with it, and so yeah, it's gonna be, they're gonna have a lot of kills under their belt.
Yeah, I think this year is gonna be one of Prime's best years. Just everything they did.
Yeah.
It's huge. I love it. Everything about it. I'm too excited.
Think they might try to pick up Kyle Douglas?
I was going to text Brian and ask him. They got to do something.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Well, I don't know.
I think, too, this year, what's going to be big for us, we have that duck camo hat. I think there's going to be a lot of kills in it.
Yeah. One already.
Yep. At least one.
Mm-hmm.
It's my new hat now.
Thank you for that random comment.
You're welcome. I was just thinking that. It's like a little plug.
That's funny. All right. Well, what do you think, Donnie? I mean,
yeah, Donnie's pretty quiet over there.
Shut the up, Donnie.
I am the walrus.
I'm the walrus.
What else is going on as far as industry?
Yeah, let's talk about Bowtech terminating Kyle Douglas and Tim Gillingham. The heck?
Yeah, I mean,
That was a
Kyle
surprise,
Douglas is the Jesus. I mean, he'll roll any day.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of it's shocking, but then I guess when if you really dive deep into, the struggles of the industry and everything like that, it's like, okay, we could speculate all we want, but
right.
I don't know.
Someone's about to pick him up. It's going to be big. Like you said, we could speculate, and I could see conflict of interest with the new owners of Pure Archery and, the dude, the hammer.
Right.
As far as his line of products versus theirs?
Correct.
Yeah.
That could be a conflict of interest, and I guess that kind of makes sense on the outside looking in, but
well, I mean, maybe we talked about that a little bit too, and I don't know how much he's actually associated with Hamsky anymore, if that's what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't know, has he been shooting Hamsky? Has he been shooting a Hamsky rest the whole time?
Yeah.
And so that could be,
like
you're saying, could be, with their other brands, one of them being Ripcord.
Right. I know Pure Archery is trying to do a big push back to their stuff,
Yeah, we've witnessed it and experienced it firsthand.
Right.
Yeah.
So
The Bowtech Pro Shop used to, buy a lot of stuff from us.
A lot of arrow rests. But yeah, not anymore.
right.
And I guess, it's
Brand loyalty, right?
one of those brand loyalty things too, which we strive to have as well, so it's understandable. And but at the same time, it's kind of a bummer, I guess. But and so it sounds like they're going to be taking a good chunk of those funds and they're going to be putting it towards their amateur shooters. and then also that's part of their new marketing plan. I don't know what else it is that they're going to do, but their focus is driving customers to the pro shops.
Yep.
And so in order to do that,
Take care of the dealers.
Yep. They need the funds. So they're like, okay, Kyle, Tim, good
Peace.
luck. Thanks.
You've been great, but we're going to use your money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Way to go, NFAA Shooter of the Year. Peace out.
Yeah. Good job. You were well used. Do you think one of those guys will end up at Matthews? Maybe Douglas will be back at PSE.
But I don't
Yeah.
think Tim's going anywhere. I mean, he'll
Well,
probably
yeah,
just shoot what he
he's-
wants and not, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know why anybody would pay him, but personally.
Yeah.
I mean, and nothing against him. I actually enjoy watching some of his videos, and I like that he does a lot of thinking outside the box and
Right.
trying different things, you know, turning his bow into a walker. All of those things.
I have noticed, though, that the big shooters, when they are loyal to one bow manufacturer and then go to another one, they catch a little bit of smack talk, and you know, it doesn't show well as a flip flopper in the industry at all. And for the people that are hardcore and love their brand, you know, I can see why they don't like it. You know, so it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and you know, and I think in Kyle's case it's going to be a little bit different because he isn't making a conscious decision to move from one company to another.
Right. It wasn't
It's
his
like,
decision.
see ya. So I think people, including myself, are going to have a little bit of grace for him in that respect. you
Oh,
know,
100%.
And with him probably being in a position now where he's heavily relying on that as his income, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
It's weird to, you know, you're with, I'm using this as an example. I'm with Bowtech. It's the best bow I've ever
Yeah.
shot in the world.
Yep.
Oh, now I'm going to shoot for Matthews. This is the best bow in the world.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, that I think that's where the persona and the flip-flopping image of, okay, well, so you're just saying whoever pays you the most and who you're under contract with is the one who makes the best bow.
That's called the archery industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I would agree that, you know, there's certain bows that I've shot that I like, but I just don't mesh with that particular bow for some reason, you know,
100%.
and I'm sure if I spent enough time with it or whatever, I could probably get it figured out. And, you know, when, you know, I shot Bowtechs for a very long time, and then I switched over to Prime, and it took me a minute. Took me a minute to kind of get the hang of just how it feels and how it shoots, and again, just had to get some shots through it, and then it started to shoot really well. And then I shot the Matthews because we were doing all the R&D with it, and I was back to the drawing board again. You know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is when you have these bow manufacturers, they all have their own accessories and their compatibility with your equipment that you've acquired over the years, and so all of a sudden it doesn't fit on your new bow, and you're just like, oh man, now I have to buy this and this and this since I changed. Where if you're usually with the same bow manufacturer, all your accessories you can keep migrating from you know, for example, from the V3 to the V3X to the Phase 4. I mean, the only thing that you'd be really upgrading is the quiver, right, with the low pro, but everything else you should be able to keep graduating with. So again, that's just as an example. So I see where you're getting at is like going to the drawing board every time you switch a brand.
Yeah.
Well, and that happened to Broadwater too. Remember, he went to Matthews, and of course he said publicly it was for, you know, his family. You know, that's his job. But then after he went back to Hoyt, he's like, yeah, I was struggling with Matthews anyway. Like he was always doing something, you know, posting it on Instagram too, like playing with this, playing with that. And it's like when you're used to, you know, the grip angle and just the way the bows bounce from one company for that long, and then you go to another, it's like, this is a change.
Right.
You know?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong too, because I thought the post that he had made about leaving Hoyt, originally his plan was to retire.
Oh, maybe.
And then, you know, some conversations were had, and I think that then it was like, okay, well, you know, what's in the best interest for my family right now as far as, you know, I mean, if a company is going to offer you a wad of cash,
Right.
you know, And again, another guy that I have some grace for, because
Right.
why would you know what I mean? Like if you could shoot for 5 more years and then never have to work a day in your life again, you know, or at least have enough capital to invest in the next step or whatever it is that you want to do in life, you know. So, you know, and then I guess kind of just got back into the swing of things and felt like he couldn't retire, but needed to move back to what performs well for him.
Yeah. That'd be the way it is.
Because, yeah, Levi's another example, right?
Yeah. Levi left for Elite for that reason.
I think
he's getting paid big buku bucks.
I think he had one of the, I think when he signed that contract with Elite, he blew every contract out of the water. Everybody was like, holy.
Yep.
And I can't tell you what that number is, because that's been probably the better part of a decade ago now. But that was a big contract, you know. It's like, man.
So industry disruptor a little bit, right?
Yeah.
When that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because especially with him, when he moves, so does a quarter of the population of bow hunters. So.
Yeah, tell me about it. Remember when he started telling everybody about clocking your arrows and
anytime he opens his mouth,
string,
same
and
with
I was
Dudley.
like, all of a sudden it was call after call after call. What direction do you twist your strings? What direction do you twist your strings? And then I was completely
still get them sometimes.
I was completely naive to that, all of that, and I was like, it doesn't matter. And honestly, after all the testing and everything we've done, I would still say the same thing, although physics don't lie. It actually does affect the direction that the arrow spins out of the bow, which I was in complete denial about at the time.
And go ahead and go in the detail on what direction that is.
Well, so our strings are twisted clockwise, and so the arrow wants to rotate then counterclockwise coming out of the bow. So, which is kind of the opposite of probably most people probably use a right offset or right helical.
For their fletching. Yep.
So now you've got those two things kind of fighting each other as the arrow's coming out of the bow. And my big thing is I want my arrow to spin in a direction that isn't going to loosen my point. So regardless of what direction the strings are twisted, I always want to use a right helical. And I've never done like any super extensive testing on the effects of having a left helical opposed to right on the same rig. But Dudley's got a pretty good video out there right now. Where
Is it a slow motion video?
No, but he's just shooting several arrows at 70 meters, and
several different bows and several different strings.
I would like to see obviously, so right off the bowstrings, we're going counterclockwise. I'd like to see it how many inches off the bow until it all of a sudden stops going left with your right helical for a right-hand shooter, and then all of a sudden starts going clockwise. I'd like to see the change and how far off the bow from by the time you let go.
I want to say it's like 10 to 15 feet out of the front of the bow. Like I've seen.
Oh, it's that far out.
There is videos of it where it's like stopping and then starts correcting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because if you look at our slow motion videos on our rest, there's no spin.
Yeah.
Correct.
The arrow's far beyond the rest, and you're still not spinning yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough velocity yet in order to start spinning.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Shout out to Dudley. He just smashed all that BS.
I was so happy to see that, because it's just a constant debate that I see. It's one of the bigger ones, and I agree with playing around with different things as far as broadheads and stuff like that. If you're not able to get something to fly, you can switch up the direction, or, some guys will fletch one right, fletch one left, fletch one straight, and then shoot all three and see what, with that particular broadhead to see what it does. And then they'll, rip the vanes, decide which one's best, rip the vanes off the other ones, and then fletch them all the same.
Yep.
And, and that's really splitting hairs. I mean, as far as a majority of the hunters that are out there, but, for the guys like us that really like to dive deep and go down that rabbit hole, it's fun to play around and just talk about it, I think.
Well, I think that's the real, romantic infatuation of archery. It's the physics behind it of, understanding it and making your rig even better with, taking that knowledge and applying it. So I was really amazed to see when we launched the arrow customizer on how many people want the 4-fletched arrow versus the 3-fletched arrow.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about, how fletching truly affects the rotation of your arrow and the flight of your arrow. So go ahead and go into a little detail on the 4-fletch versus 3-fletch.
I've played 4-fletch and 3-fletch games before. I'm back to 3 with a longer vein. So I think it's technically 2.63 or whatever, so it's the hybrid 26. So you got a little more surface area there for stability, and that is the main and the biggest reason why people go to 4-fletch, stability reasons. And then, so similar setup as Rory, and I'm running a left helical instead of a right. But the biggest thing is just having the stability with, the wind blowing your arrow. The 4-fletch just gives you a little bit more stability with it. But I don't know. I'm still accurate at 80 yards with it. I just, for whatever reason, this is where I feel like it's up to you, where I just felt like my arrows were grouping better with the 3-fletch vein versus 4. And another thing is you're adding roughly 5 to 8 more grains, depending on what fletchings you're using, to the back of the arrow. And I don't know, that's just enough to play with my setup where I don't want it. But short and simple, it's just usually stability reasons. Just nice and stable shooting, and especially like up in the north here, you're trying to make a shot in 20 to 30 yards max, and you're trying to stabilize that arrow flight as fast as you can, and having that 4th leg essentially is going to do that. Or running, a longer vein, but at that point you can just have a smaller vein running 4 instead.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say is I think, if you want to run a smaller vein, I can see it being advantageous in that particular application. And, for some people, for me, it would be, I have never had too much trouble getting an arrow to steer properly with a 3-fletch. Mm-hmm. And I probably would never go to a 4-fletch unless I was having problems. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not the right thing to do. I don't know, when guys are ordering them from the customizer, I'm not sure if they order it that way because of, some information that they've read about or heard or with that specific vein or, but all setups are so much different. Mm-hmm. Your broadhead, some people really, if you've got a 4-blade broadhead, then some people would argue, well, then you want to have a 4-fletch. Yep. And so, again,
I fall in that category where I have a tri-fixed broadhead, so I rock 3 fletchings.
Yeah.
Even Dudley, he'll run a 4-fletch, but that's only for like one setup, and then he'll go, back to a 3.
Right.
So,
Just depends on what you're doing and what you're playing with, and if you have time to do it.
Yeah, just depends on what you're gonna roll. What are you
right
rolling?
Now with my bow, it's like, man, it's stacking them at 30. That's all I needed to do.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna be shooting anything farther than that. So hunting the big woods in Minnesota, baby.
For now.
Yeah.
Right, this year anyway. Yeah. Other than shooting the target in my backyard at 70, but.
You gonna put in any points here coming up?
Yeah, I'll probably still continue to do Colorado, mm-hmm. Utah.
What about Idaho?
Wyoming.
Are you going to try and jump into that mess?
No.
Last year was an absolute disaster.
No. The only, I was just about to say the only reason I would go Idaho is if I was looking to go over the counter and get something kind of quick, but I guess that it's not like that anymore.
No,
so
it's pretty hard.
So, yeah, I don't know. Definitely go North Dakota. Definitely apply for Minnesota Bear again. By North Dakota, I mean the any deer tag.
So if you drew Colorado, where would you go in the great state of Colorado?
Well, I guess that's going to be kind of up to ears.
Oh, you let him guide you.
Yeah, because we've talked about it briefly, but I haven't, it's like I haven't really bothered to dive into it until I commit, to getting a tag or whatever. And so, I want to draw a tag out there. So then that way we can access, some limited draw areas and not, kind of avoid the crowds a little bit. And then that way we can go to a space too where he'd want to hunt also.
Yeah. How hard is it to get a bighorn sheep tag out there when you're a non-resident?
Everywhere's pretty
Probably can't ever get one unless you
get like a guide or a
governor's tag or lottery or you can do so the Western Hunting Expo I think is probably one of your better chances if and I don't know, I would have to look at I'm just kind of off the cuff here, but with us being in our 40s and the points creep, I don't think there's a chance you could draw just naturally at this point, probably in any state.
Okay.
Well, maybe North Dakota.
Yeah, there are odds there. It's just a random draw.
Yeah.
6 tags and
when we go, we'll have to bring our walkers.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It'd be a tough one.
I'll be running.
Yeah.
Show off.
But yeah, you could probably, you could get a tag through an outfit or
there
governor's tag or something like that, but you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars easy.
Ben Gatormson has some good spots for us, I think, in Montana.
That's right. He does. Come on, Ben.
Yeah.
Hook it up. Yeah.
God dang it. What do you call him?
Dover?
Where does that come from?
Just
his first name is Ben.
Yeah, just say his name. Ben Dover.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
The dude abides, man. The dude abides.
All right, boys.
Just throwing in random
Should we go roll?
Lebowski quotes. I'm going to take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click. Jesus. You said it, man.
You said it, man.
He's a pervert, dude.
All right, boys. Pat her ass.
Pet her ass.
Pet her ass. That's right.
Serious. Did 6 months in Chino for explosive.
He was self to an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds,
Has
dude.
to go door to door.
8-year-olds, dude.
Just love that movie, dude. It's just I'm so glad I got this get up. Like I'm gonna wear it. I do. I wear this at home now.
You
Just
wore it
sipping
here
coffee?
once.
Yeah, and my wife's all oogly over it. She's like,
Oh, she likes it too?
You look so sophisticated and artsy.
Katie likes when I wear this,
So
too.
now I take up doing Tai Chi on the
I was
room.
thinking about how Megan would love to just put her fingers through my hair on this one.
Your buckwheat haircut.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Grab my fishnets.
Hey, watch my military spike, babe.
There you go. Yeah, I'm going to start probably doing Tai Chi in the living room, with the rug that ties the room together.
Yeah. The best part is like when he does it in the movie, he's got like a nice buzz and he's like about to fall over like 3 or 4 times through the Tai Chi move.
I even got the classy
Yes.
Tai Chi shoes.
Those are tasty.
Yeah.
What's he
Actually,
say?
not bad. Found them on Poshmark for like $20.
Steal.
So comfortable, dude. I would have never paid retail price for them.
You going to start hunting with those?
That'd have been ridiculous.
Some speed shoes, man.
Maybe.
Just running the hills.
Speed
I'll
shoes.
be the guy now that brings these shoes into the hunting industry, like all the goofballs with Crocs.
Crocs or the leather boots or whatever.
Well, so what?
The what? Crispies?
I did not know guys are hunting with Crocs. It was just so you can kick off your Crocs quick and
they're
get on
supposed-
your socks.
They're quiet.
Quieter. I tried it last year, and it just, I don't know if I had like the driest brush in the league or what, but it's like, I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I'm going back to my boots.
I thought it would just be so you can kick off your shoes really quick and get in your socks for
Well,
stalking.
That's eventually what I did, but
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that either. My God, it's so pokey out there.
Yeah, no, I can't. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You gotta walk like toe to heel first. That's how you have to do it.
Like a ninja.
Yeah. You walk toe to heel. That's the quiet way to walk.
Did you have a ninja outfit when you grew up?
Me?
Because I had like 2 or 3.
I have a ninja outfit now.
Yeah.
It's called the Sitka Fanatic hoodie.
Yeah, I got that too.
And
It's a modern day ninja outfit.
yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But you got like Black Shadow ninja outfit.
Like not a real legit ninja outfit, no.
Yeah. Did you have one when you were younger?
I don't think so.
I thought I was a ninja. I had bear claws. I would climb trees and houses and shit.
Oh damn, dude.
Yeah. I had one of those. Remember the rope with the big hook on the end?
Oh yeah, grappling
yeah.
hook?
Yeah, grappling
yeah,
hook.
dude.
I had that and everything. I had a sword.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it
had
was-
my sister's friend told me that she was a ninja, and I believed her
That's cool. I had throwing stars too.
for like a long time too. I was
Honestly,
like, really?
that's the time I got into archery. I was like, dude, these ninjas shoot bows too. And so then it's like, all right, well, look at Rambo does it. My favorite ninja, the G.I. Joe ninja, Shadow, he shoots a bow. Dude, I'm going all in.
Yeah, dude. Can we talk about Rambo? So we were talking. Steve and I were talking to Steve Eklund, and he had said he was kind of giving us the origin story of his hunting career, and it started with Rambo.
Hell yeah.
And similarly with me,
First Blood?
I can't remember which episode we talked about it, but I had mentioned that Rambo was a big influencer in the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
shooting of the
knocked an
bow.
arrow in every one, right? I know for sure 3, he had exploding arrows on the end of it.
Yeah, and First Blood was a little bit different, right? Like
It was less turbo extreme.
yeah, it was like in the city, and it was kind of. I think he introduced the classic survival knife and all of that, but I don't remember. It wasn't until First Blood Part 2 that was the one that hooked me. I was like, yes, and then Rambo 3 was the one where that I think it was that the Russians or whatever, they had that helicopter with all those missiles on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And that scene where he's like, the helicopter's coming over the top of him. And
Well, and from, they don't do it now that I'm aware of, but like back in those days, like when Rambo first came out, the Marines, they would train with a bow and arrow as well.
That'd be so sick.
heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the pain.
I mean, think about it. You can take someone out 60, 80 yards and be super stealth about it.
Quietly.
Yeah. But now suppressors are pretty awesome, so you don't need the bow and arrow anymore. And when it comes to
Pew-pew 'em,
warfare,
man. Just pew-pew 'em.
but I guess when you run out of bullets, right?
Rambo was much before my time.
That's true. You could like, Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. Have you ever seen that? Where he
Yeah, I love that show.
whacks him in the head with a crossbow bolt, and then he pulls the bolt out and then knocks it and uses it again. And
Yeah.
that show always drove me nuts because he used a striker crossbow, and when he'd be running around with it, the string was like cocked, but it wasn't. It was like they just built a super long string for it because you could tell the limbs were still like
Flared out, yeah.
They weren't flexed.
They didn't want to Alec Baldwin a crew member.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Daryl Dixon, man, I was a
And
big
his
fan.
knife, I own the exact same knife, the 1918 bunker stalking knife.
the Rambo one.
The one with basically a brass knuckle with the blade in the end.
Oh,
Matter of fact, I have it. Let's show and tell it right now. This thing is sick.
so
You're gonna love it. You love knives.
so my question was, is that a Rambo knife or was that a Daryl Dixon knife?
This is
or
a Daryl
who?
Dixon knife.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, dang. Look at that.
U.S. 1918. Now, that is a replica, but the originals, dude, they go for thousands of dollars on eBay. I'm not kidding you. And that's pure brass in the handle, which is basically brass knuckles, and then it's got the double-edged blade at the end. Go ahead,
just
pull it
tight.
off.
It's kind of an interesting. It's got like what's the deal with like the little felt?
It's just so when
kinda
you're,
bolster?
after you're done killing someone, and there's some other enemy that is close by, you can sheath it again without being noisy. So that felt keeps it really quiet.
Soaks up the blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah. See, it's quiet, isn't it?
And then you got the skull cracker
Yep.
on the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Happy
Right?
Halloween, everybody. Why don't you show us your gun, Walt?
Yeah.
What else you got in there, Walter? You got in the by the way, he's got a bowling bag down here with a ball in it and weaponry. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Did you bring frickin' Marty Ackerman's dog too with you? I mean, you got the
That dog has papers, dude.
it's a show dog.
Show dog's got papers.
It's a show dog, man. You can't board it.
That's right.
Fucking loses its hair.
With hair falls out and everything.
It's not taking your turn, dude.
It's not drinking your beer.
Not buying it a beer, dude.
Yeah.
If only Donnie
All right,
were here
folks.
to chime in.
You should just, honestly, you should splice all our stupid reenactments or our little quotes here.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
This is all gold. This is all gold. Yeah, I feel like something happened with your wig there. You kind of look like a silverback right now.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you. I've been working out.
there you go.
Is that better? Yeah. So I have such a pinhead. This shit rides up on me.
Oh, it's fine now.
Should we do dad jokes real quick?
Yeah, hey, why not? See if I can find one. Hollywood.
Are we supposed to say something in here? or-
Well, we're gonna just see if we can even find a funny dad joke. What does a mummy listen to on Halloween?
That sounds like one.
Oh.
Rap music.
Tupac, maybe.
California. I used to
City
think
of
it was.
Compton.
I thought it was. No doubt about it. That's what I used to think they said.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Do you know what it's supposed to say?
What is it?
California
City of Compton.
knows how
Knows
to
party.
how to party.
party.
Who's had a party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they said
In
no
the
doubt about it.
city.
Welcome to the Wild Wild West. Right? That's the same song?
I'm gonna have to listen to that now, right after this, so I can just jam out in the pro shop.
Yeah, dude.
Just play that.
Get some 90s rap going up in there.
Spencer had Biggie Papa.
That's my favorite rap.
Yesterday.
90s rap.
What do
hear
you
it.
give a deer with an upset stomach? Alka-Seltzer. Get it like an elk?
Yeah, but it's just like it's not the same breed though. It's like a
No.
totally different animal.
I know. That's what made it funny.
It's a
'cause it
stretch.
was so stretchy.
Oh wow.
Stretchy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Why do people hate vampires so much?
Because they're a pain in the neck.
Ooh, that's actually a good one. But really, it's because they suck, dude.
Yes.
But that was good. I'm gonna give you that one.
Thanks.
We should send them a letter and tell them they need to add that one to the website.
That'd be perfect.
The website of 100 spooky
They
dad
suck.
jokes.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. You can find us at The Range Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Also, be sure to head over to the Vapor Trail and Stoke Rise social channels and give us a follow. If you're listening, be sure to give us 5 stars and give us a huge thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let everybody know how awesome the podcast is. Be sure to head over our Vapor Trail YouTube channel. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe so you can be up to date on all things archery. Big thanks to Walter, Jesus, Quintana, and of course, Donnie in the Folgers camp for taking the time out of their busy day to be here today. And with that, we are going to pack up our bows and arrows and we are hitting the range. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace.
Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stoke Rise branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.
Heard it. Nice shot.
What in the hell went flying? And I think he cut the tube at the bottom.